Excuse me, and my raggedy voice. Wow. I'm going to log in still, but hello. Welcome, everyone. We're going to let everybody come in and get comfy and excited and settled before we get started here. I'm logging into my Twitch so I can see the chat and see how everyone's doing. Happy superb owl Sunday. If you care about sports ball, today's the day. I don't have a horse in this race. So I don't care. But I hope you guys are having a good Sunday regardless. Submit. Sorry, I'm just trying desperately to log in. Here we go. Very okay. Here we go. Craft a long time. I'm just trying to get into the chat. Ooh, there we go. I don't need to hear myself. That's awkward. Hi, everyone. So I'm just going to give everybody a second to log on in and get comfy and crafty with us today. We're doing floral brooches. I've got a couple of examples to share with you. These guys here. You can have some feathers, some flowers. You could do fake fruits. I might do examples of that in there. We'll see. But yeah, so in just a second here, I'm going to get started. I hope everyone is ready to destroy some florals, because that's the first step, is destroying some florals. Got my handy dandy yuzu soda shenanigans. Okay, so to begin with, I just went out to my local craft store and kind of got a bouquet of some colors that all go well together here. I always try and go for things that are a little bit more flat shaped than things that are more trumpety shaped like these guys. We'll still be able to use them, but we have to use them in sparing places. And I like these like bouquets that have like lots of different textures in them. Those are really helpful. So what I'm going to do first is strip down all of the flowers off of the stems and also the leaves. That's like step one for me always. I have a example bag of what ends up happening to all this stuff for me. This is more kind of fall themed colors. But yeah, I just take everything off and just stuff it all in a bag. And we're going to do the same thing with all these spring colors here. And I have a new bag ready to go. So, one of the things I told you guys to get was some scissors. And yeah, sorry, I live on a very busy street, and you might hear some traffic noises. You're not imagining that. That is real. I also told you to maybe get some wire cutters. But yeah, taking everything completely off all of these plastic or wiry. Oh my god. So I should do things where you can actually see it. Fine, guys, and generating a giant pile of trash first. That's my step one. So you'll be left with hot garbage and some flowers. I'm gonna go ahead and just stick these in a bag so I don't lose anything as we're going. Oh, try to get this guy from here. So that's one thing. And sometimes these guys, like these, don't pull off. Like this will pull off of here, maybe. Yeah, but these individual flowers won't, so these guys will need to snip. I've got a variety of scissor options here. These are not my fabric scissors. These are my fabric scissors. These are like kind of fine point. These are a little bit dull also, so yeah. Just kind of trim these guys off. Again, generate some trash. I should have brought my trash can over here. That would have been smart, but I'll have to dump things off when I'm done here. Ugh. These leaves are kind of glued on here, so I'm going to have to cut those guys off too. But yeah, so this is step one, is just trimming up all of your these flower bits so you don't have to have all this bulky, wiry business hanging out for you. I like this purple a lot. This is really pretty. Sorry. Ugh. awkward little stool, so it's a little uncomfortable. Scooch up, and it doesn't have any back support, so I have to engage my core, use my abs. It's probably good for me, to be honest. So, do you guys have any previews of like your colors that you're using? Yeah, make a little scrap for me. I would love to see what kind of colors you guys are using. We have the ability to share pictures, so feel free to like take a picture and then drop a link in chat. We can take a look at them together. These guys come apart pretty quickly and easily. Wings. Yeah, absolutely. Like, this is not just, you know, make some flower crafts. This is also do whatever project you want to work on together today with some company. So, but yeah, this is just showing you guys like how I do this in case you want to do it yourself later. I like the satisfying pop some of these guys popping off. These are velvet, which I think is really nice. That's the texture. It was like actually this particular one was like a Christmas, but I was like, fuck it, gray's pretty. And I'm always a sucker for velvet craft flowers, so I had to grab that. These guys are just little spiky guys. Sometimes I just like a little extra texture. Ooh, put my leaves in here. Yeah, this goes apart pretty easily. And then last but certainly not least, this has like a bunch of different textures. And I might keep some of these guys kind of more on a longer vine. And keep some of these little leaf spike guys. These could be fun for later. I don't really, I might use these leaves. I don't know. I've not had kind of tulipy type leaves before, daffodil, I guess bulb type leaves. So maybe I'll keep these guys. Play with them a little bit, see what I think later. I don't know yet. Why not? I love this purple. Kind of a little bit poppy-esque looking flower. I love those guys. Those are fantastic. Oh, this is like stuck on here with some glue. I'm probably gonna trim these. Well, maybe I won't. I don't know. I like to keep things kind of whole, and then if I decide I want to trim them up later, like that's always an option. These guys. Yeah, these kind of mixed floral bunches, while a little bit more expensive, definitely like this could be your whole thing to make a couple of different flower things. I think this was like $10 originally, but I'm sure I got it on sale. They always are having floral sales. Always try and take advantage of that. If this guy lost a flower, I don't want to keep that. Little tiny flower. Little tiny friend. Getting some of these spiky friends. These could be cute. I don't know what I'm going to do with those yet, but those could be cute. This leaf, though, is like way down here, so I think I'm going to grab my wire cutters and trim this off the bottom and then pop this off. I like the colors of these leaves. They're kind of a little bit more of a muted minty color versus the bright, vibrant spring greens. So I want to keep some of those guys for sure. There's actually a guy in the San Francisco Bay Area who has all the tools to do vintage florals. I used to buy stuff for him, and every once in a while, if I get like a bridal commission, custom make like with the same fabric as the wedding dress, flowers, So I've actually seen how they're made the old school way, which is pretty neat. These are just some spikes that are supposed to be, I suppose, kind of lavender-esque. These off here. So yeah, you can have, I could go over there and have them make a velvet, but the velvet usually used for garments is not kind of short piled enough. It's very densely piled, and it's actually kind of hard to use for making florals out of, unfortunately. So that's why the vintage ones are best, because they had like the right textile and the right tools. Okay. So yeah, here's my pile of garbage. I would say this is about like $20 worth of floral stuff. We'll see how many we'll make a few, obviously. I don't know if anyone's like trying to make these to sell them. You can absolutely, I'll probably list some of these in my shop later, but in terms of like value for your money, they always have sales. Don't forget your coupons. But yeah, we'll see. This is, like I said, approximately about $20 worth of floral craft. We'll see, you'll get a feel for how much value worth of floral nonsense this was in terms of how many brooches we can make out of it for funsies. So I'm gonna go throw away my fistful of garbage. I'm trying not to die. Oh, a trash can. Okay. And like I said, I've got a bag full of kind of more fall colors, but there are some useful greens in here that I might pull out, and some other little guys, some white, some filler. So if you do this a lot, you end up with these bags. So super helpful. Okay, so where to start? Usually the way I start is I kind of pick a main focus flower or two and then kind of build around them. Typically speaking, I'd say that odd numbers look a little bit more natural versus having two or three. Oh, sorry, two or an even number like 4. You can obviously make that work. It's not a big deal, but either having one focus flower and then working around it, or doing a cluster of 3 is very nice and feels natural for whatever reason. And again, I loved these guys, so I'm gonna start with this good dude, maybe, and maybe I'll add in some pinks. Maybe a white guy, little friend. I get a smaller pink flower because that's quite a statement purple size. There we go. Yeah, stuff that's a little too symmetrical doesn't feel natural. It's a little bit weird. So that'd be kind of a cluster. So I like to kind of just plan it out before I start gluing. That's how I usually work with these guys. This is fun. That's kind of fun. Little spritzy spray guy. That might be a thing for me. That might be enough. I might add a little bit more, but that's super simple and very spring. This one will be a really nice boutonniere, or sit really well on a hat. It may not be great for the head. Hard to describe why. This 3-dimensionality that it has, it lends itself really well to popping off of a chest or something. Maybe doesn't work for a head because it has to wrap with the head. But that's just something to keep in mind and consider. But yeah, so that could be a thing for me, and I might add and build on it a little bit more. But that's here's a plan for one. Get this guy out of here. Boop. So there's one. And then like I said, this is a little bit more of a statement pink. Let's work with that guy. I swear to God, I had some blues in here, right? Yeah, I do. Some small fun little baby blues. And I like these guys for texture. And I need to find a leaf situation that works. And I might go for kind of more of the bright springy greens for this. And I put on the materials list an iron, and this is why. So I'm gonna pull the plastic bit off of here, and I'm gonna go iron this guy flat so that it has, you know, it's not quite so weird and pronky. Let's do that real quick. There we go. That's a better base for us to work off of. And then I'm going to trim this guy off. So the danger is you can't like necessarily pull this guy all the way off. If you do that, it'll mess up the thing that's holding the flower together, the way these are constructed. So yeah, you can trim this down really short, but what you need to do immediately is then glue this together. And yes, I've already plugged my glue gun and it's hot. So why is it on a plate? Is because, and I'm going to leave this face up for a second. Get this glue on here so that doesn't pop off. These cutting mats, very heat sensitive, so don't get anything hot on them ever. So, pro tip. So I'm gonna let this dry for a second, obviously, before I look at that. But I'm keeping the stems on these guys because I kind of want to like push them out a little bit. These are interesting. How can I work these into anything? I want to play with these in at least one or two of these guys. And again, I might iron this as well, so it's not twisting like that. You can. I have a Teflon foot on my iron, so it will not stick to plastic. Pro tip before you try and do anything so bold as to be like, I'm just gonna iron some plastic. It'll be fine. Oh, sorry, I'm sitting on my skirt here. There we go. And maybe I'll put one of these little baby roses in here. How cute. This is dry enough that I can keep playing with this. A little bit of then there's somehow, I'm not sure. This pink's like too close to this, so it's kind of not, it's blending in. It's not what I was going for, so maybe I'll grab a third blue flower instead. Yeah. And yeah, technically that's 4 flowers, but it feels a lot more natural than, you know, 4 equally sized flowers. It's like yes. Dude, I have an extra one that's so it's not like gonna burn me in hot. Let me go grab it really quick and see if I can pull it out. I think I have it in my other room. One second, I'll go grab it. Haha! I was worried. I was like, maybe I said that and it's actually not anywhere near me, but it's not. Hot steam ironing shoe. It yeah, slides on your iron. There's a couple different sizes of this, but yeah, super great. There was like a buy one get one free sale for some reason recently, and I now own an extra one. Eventually, like around the edges, it'll crack and you'll have to replace them, but highly recommend. You like listen. You want to know why I own this? Is because I don't know if anybody knows of, like the stuff that I've made a lot of in the past. But I sewed a lot of for a while there. I was doing a lot of working with iridescent organza, which has a very high plastic content essentially, and I was like, 2/3 of the way done with a project at some point and had to go iron it, and it melted to the iron, and the amount of rage that I experienced from that. And I was ranting about it on the old internet. So my friend was like, you could just use a Teflon plate. I was like, shut the fuck up. But she actually sent one to me because she felt so bad for me. So I was like flipping out with how upset I was that I had wasted, an hour of my time, and this thing had melted, and I was obviously very upset. And she took pity upon me and sent me a Teflon foot. So that's why I have one. I thank my lucky stars for all of my kind friends. I'm gonna grab some of these bigger leaves because I like to back these guys with bigger leaves just as a platform to keep them stuck to. So these guys out too. Oh, thanks, El Jefe. Being a dweeb. My friend Jeff. Come to hang out with us. Check out our crafties. Ooh, this is a fun little. This kind of looks more like aquarium tier stuff, huh, guys? I like the darker colors. Maybe it'll work out with some of the stuff we're doing. I don't know. So yeah, I'm always gonna go through. Oh, these guys. This guy's real fun. Some kind of eucalyptus textures. And then I've got these really pretty glitter leaves that were from holiday season. So yeah, I save all of this stuff and reuse them throughout these seasons, kind of mix it up. I'm obviously not going to pull the fall leaves out of here. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but these kind of, oh, and a pumpkin. Would you like a pumpkin? That's not helpful. And like I said earlier, if this is of interest to anyone, hold on, I'm digging. Oh, yeah. You could use some fake fruit. I know I have lemon slices in here somewhere, but yeah, you only need me the lemon slice one today. The fake lemon slice. I've been holding on to these for a while. I don't know why. So maybe we'll make one. During the holiday season, during October, I bought there was a whole ass bag of pumpkins, little tiny pumpkin friends. So they have all this stuff just at Joann's or Michael's or whatever. I have some cherries someplace. So yeah, I've never made one with a lemon. So let's try and make a lemon flower friend today. I just wanted to pull out some fun, different. Okay, so here's two. 1, 2. Let's work with our lemon friend. And these are kind of more lemony looking leaves. Lemon leaves. And what kind of flowers? I guess these look a little bit more like lemon flowers, but I want to put some actual. Let's go with pink. That would be cute. And white, maybe. Is there a smaller pink one? I don't want to overwhelm this lemon. A little smaller lemon friend. And some little ranunculuses. And let's maybe turn that guy off. I need to turn this bud off a little bit. The same thing we did earlier with the other pink one. Boop, let that dry. But yeah, so yeah, for me, I like to plan before I start gluing things down and kind of nailing them down. But I'm gonna run out of space here at some point, so we're gonna actually have to start assembling a few of these, and then we can keep going and do some more. But yeah, if you have any questions about supplies, or you know, you want to start sharing some of your projects. Again, you don't have to share floral projects, but projects in general. What you guys working on today? And I suffer from low blood pressure, so I'm gonna be like hydrating a lot, and if I sound a little out of breath, I am. It's purely just low blood pressure. Yeah, you can drop the share in the Discord, or you can drop it in here. Either way, it's fine. If you have just any sort of link to an image, if you're gonna upload it, maybe like Instagram, share the link to the Instagram post. That'd be easy for us. Oh no, that sucks. In terms of like what coordinates, so I don't make these for myself very much. Although like I would definitely wear these guys, like no question. In terms of like my wardrobe, I have a lot of fall colors. I don't have a lot of spring colors, so it was actually kind of fun to shop for this today because like these aren't colors that I wear. Like the last time I made a bunch of, I have this like really crazy plaid jacket that you'll see me post a lot with my brooches on it, and I kind of like in my head was like what would match that jacket, because that's like it's like orange and red dark plaid, like it, and I'm like, these are the fall colors. Like if it matches this jacket, which it has like all the fall colors, then it'll match any fall coordinate. But for this example, I just went and like kind of went to the spring floral section and just was like, pastels, what's out right now? And actually it's really hard because like millennial pink, which is that blushy pink, is still like, I guess more like this guy, is still really in, but I kind of like, you know, that's not the pink for Lolita, so I was kind of lucky that they had a little bit more kind of more of a baby pink. Trying to think. I've had these lemons because like almost every year, like AP puts out lemon or strawberry or berry prints, like that's just a thing. So like been meaning to make these so I can list them up, but I just forget. I don't do a ton of these. They don't sell particularly well online, which is, you know, it's totally fine. It's not my bread and butter. They do really well in person because people will pick them up with their, like, you know, they're making a coordinate and they're just like, oh yeah, I have some, this will match. So yeah, just that's how I think about it. It's kind of like what prints are very popular, what colorways are popular. You know, pinks and lavenders and whites are always going to be in Lolita. So oh, I remember that place. I have been there a grand total of one time looking for some feathers when I made a feather fan, and I went there one time. Crazy story. Yeah, I knew what you're talking about. I had kind of been wondering if they had closed down. It's like, because I live in the Mission, so pretty easy for me to drive by there. But that is too bad. They were like a really kind of cool family-owned little funky place. So yes. I'm going to keep working on this guy a little bit now that that's dried off. And then, so like this is kind of like my trio of flowers. It's going to be this lemon slice, and then maybe this guy. And I guess because these are sort of a little bit smaller, I wouldn't be charging this much for these guys. Like usually these ones with like a lot more presents and feathers and stuff, I use about 20 for me, but maybe something like this is like 15. It's a little bit simpler. Hello, Nari. How's it going? Yeah, the closest thing I can say is like the fabric stores I know that are like that, but I can't say there's like a craft store that's like that. It kind of sucks. Yeah, for sure. It's a bummer, but like they didn't have any sort of like online presence, so like in this day and age, that's a challenge. Ooh, chocolate. Hell yeah. All right, so I'm gonna assemble some of these guys so that we can clear some space and keep going. So I'm gonna make some room here for myself to get the glue sticks out. Actually, I think like I was like, I know I wrote right in my instructions to get lots of glue sticks, and I was like, I like how I didn't do that. I've only got like, you know, a small bag like a dumbass, but I should have got more, whatever. Bad. My bad. All right, so I'm going to start with the ones that I did first just because I feel like more confident that I know how I want these to be. So I'm going to glue these, and these guys are, it's okay to have the longer tails on this because I'm kind of creating, like I said, more of a three-dimensional vibe here. I'm going to essentially glue these three together first. That's the way I like to do it. Grab my hot glue gun. Hopefully I'm far enough up on the screen. I know I'm a little bit closer to me. So I'm just going to start by like trying to gently convince these guys that they want to be friends. You don't need to like really overdo it at this stage. So that's gonna let that dry for a second, and then we're gonna place this guy, and then at the end of this, I might find another leaf or two to kind of build more of a base in the back of this. Some of those dogs out there is making a lot of borky bork noise. Okay, so just gonna, along this stem here, place this guy, and try not to burn yourself, guys. That's like honestly one of the biggest challenges of this. I always end up being like at some point in this process. Ooh, peanut butter cups. Dang. That sounds really exciting. Okay. So going to, so I'm just looking for places where these actually touch the leaves. I'm just gonna glue those, and then I'm gonna, like I said, I think I'm gonna go find another leaf to kind of build more of a platform for all this stuff to like exist on together. Ooh, hot. See, that's what I'm talking about. At some point, I'm like, my fingers. Making a mess. Making a mess. All right, so now I'm kind of feeling like there's a little bit of a hole up in here that I might fill out with some other little friends. And that's kind of like how this really works for me, is like I'll make it, and now like I'll check, you know, how does that feel like, and I'm like, kind of empty up here, like let's fill it out more. That's definitely part of this process for me. I want to kind of keep it in the same tone. I don't want to, so I'm just gonna get a few of these little small purple guys, I think, and just help fill out this gap. Again, trying to keep it looking a little bit more natural. We're going to keep kind of an odd number. That is like such crafter person problems. Maybe I'll put these little pink guys in here. Shit. Might be nice, actual. Oh, that's really cute and sweet. This guy in here. Yeah, why not? I like it. Even though it's like not as odd numbery as I usually like, I think it looks really pretty. And like, you know, there's no hard fast rules to this stuff. It's just like build it out, see what it feels like, see what you feel like needs a little bit more stuff in some places, and go for it, dude. That's the beauty of this. It's not super rules heavy. You're just playing with it. So yeah, that's a little bit better to me. This is very like elegant, very. I feel like would go really well with some of the like more Chinese Lolita vibes to me, with like the chiffon, like delicate pastels. Like that's the energy this gives to me. I kind of want to put a little bit more leafy stuff in it. Find a good one that works with this. That's good. But yeah, so like I'll keep building these up. Like I thought that was that was gonna look good, and then I was like, yeah, it looks a little empty still, needs a little bit more extra. That is totally how this process works for me. Hello. So yeah, that's looking like pretty good to me. So now I'm gonna find, like I said, a bigger leaf just to kind of be a back, because like this is kind of a mess back here in terms of like nothing's glued onto a base. So I'm probably just gonna use this leaf here to just give it some stability on the back. I'm gonna trim off the butt. This guy's gonna get a lot of glue. That's for sure. Okay, so this is where like I'm like, haha, you go for it with the glue. And I'm gonna put it on the other side out. I don't care. No one's gonna see this leaf really. And this is very hot. Be very careful. Don't burn yourself. There we go. Just to give it a little bit more structure and togetherness, and like have a place for all those stems to touch each other. There we go. Let that. And then I'm gonna go in and kind of like get these guys on here, so everything's nice and sandwiched on here. Ooh, hot, 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 hot. Oops, ran out of stick. Yeah, the face, the base felt will be the very last thing I do, the very, very end. And some people do it differently. Like I said, you can do however you like. This is just the way I like to do it. Yeah. Ooh, careful. There. So that one would be like ready for the felt on the back at the very end. But I like to kind of do the felt things kind of all at once. It's just, for whatever reason, I find soothing. So I'm gonna go ahead and assemble all these guys first, and then I'm gonna do the felt very last for me. So that would be a brooch. Very spring. Boop. Put in your hair. This one might be okay as a hair thing. I have to like always get a mirror out and be like, what do I think? It might be a good one. All right, so next I'm gonna try this guy. Like I'm just making gluey messes. I'm definitely gonna like have to take a razor blade to my surface later and do a big cleanup later. No big deal though. That's anticipated. That was part of today's calculus. So these guys. This one's super simple and like just kind of sweet. I like it. Like just very sweet and simple. I'm not too stressed out. I don't think this one's gonna be too much. So I'm gonna glue these three little friends together first, I think. In this like little trio situation. Again, for this part, you kind of want to go light on the glue. Just want to get these guys to touch. Don't want to overdo it. Boop. Let that cool off first. Yeah, these I'm kind of doing in a more of I'm anticipating this being brooches kind of way. If I'm doing this with a the intention of for sure making them like a two-way clip, I'm gonna back all these two-way because I have like kind of a feel for how I think they look when they're on. And again, you could clip them onto hats too, so like you don't have to worry about the in pin back versus the gator. I do both just because you can slip it through a hat band really easily with a gator clip, even if it doesn't work for hair. I'm thinking about these kind of more on a flat surface kind of way versus on the head, which you have to curve. And you can take these afterwards and put them on like a towel covered wig head and steam them and shape them a little bit more too with some steam with your iron or a steamer to help give it more of the shaping to the head. The problem if you're doing these like really flat is that they kind of just stick straight up on a head, if that makes sense, versus like curving to the head. So that's a pro tip too in terms of if you're really focused on trying to make this for a head thing. So yeah, so in my head right now, I'm just kind of designing these more for like attaching to a hat or here. So I'm not too concerned about the curving to the body of the head very much right now. These are just kind of like for me, these are brooches. So I'm going in with confidence versus taking the time to absolutely put it on a head or a hat and see what they look like for surezies because that's valuable. You should definitely do that, especially if that's your intention. And you're doing this, for a headpiece for a coordinate. Definitely do that. So, okay. So my little trio gets to hang out in here. So I'm gonna glue this in a couple places. And gently be like, let's all be friends. Oh, and sting my fingers. Ah, so hot. So hot. Jesus. I thought, I'm just kidding. It's fine. I'm not actually that hurt. It's just hot. Eat, 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 eat. Okay. Yeah, just get like a tea towel and cover your wig head so that you're not like steaming directly onto the styrofoam. That's not a great plan. You can just pin, with some just regular straight pins, a tea towel on. But yeah, I know. I've got pretty tolerant fingers to heat at this point. Like in terms of like I'm not gonna blister or anything. It's just I feel a lot in terms of like I'm sensitive to like pain, but like I'm not like, oh no, I'm gonna and not it's not that bad. I'm very whiny for lack of a better description. And I said I was gonna put these guys in here because it's super sweet and I love it. And I'm gonna glue it onto this flower back right here. So how do I do this? This guy and then this guy. Okay. Like kind of planning this out. Plan of attack here. That sit for a second. But this one's like super simple. I don't really want to get very much more on this one. I like how simple this guy is. It's just easy, cute, and like I said, I wouldn't charge a whole lot for this because this one's so just super easy. I think this one's really kind of like almost a little bit sweet. Could go well with a sweet coordinate. Very Easter. That's coming up. Shoot. All right. Like that was it. Like for as like much as like, oh, this needs a little bit more. This one was just like boop, done. I like when things come together easily like that, don't you? All right, so this one, I like the first thing I was actually gonna do is these leaves because they need to go together like little boop, friends. And put this lemon slice on here. And let that cool for a bit. Close closer to you guys so you can see it. Sorry, I keep bringing this stuff really close to me because it's easier to work, but you need to see what's happening. That's not fair. What's going on? Vibing. Okay, so here. Now, what's funny is like I know I said pick any color felt, but I only have black, which is probably not the best. I think I'm gonna have to go look. I might have some ivory around here someplace. Black is like totally fine for these darker, you know, colorway ones, but I was like maybe I should go look for the white belt for these spring colors. I'm just was thinking, I was like, that's probably the next thing I need to go dig around for. I have all of these things. My studio is a little bit of a disaster because I've been recovering from being sick, which is fine, but it just means that I've been disorganized about putting things away lately. So somewhere around here. I also have vinyl, which would work, so I might do that instead. That could be really fun, actually. Maybe I'll do vinyl. Why not? It doesn't really matter what the back is as long as it's like the edge doesn't fray. I even have done denim because it's like a really heavy fabric because you're gluing it all the way around, so it doesn't really fray that easily. But you want something that has some stiffness so that it can help provide again more of a platform for these things to like rest on. So something heavy like a twill, you could use denim, vinyl, felt, things that are heavier is ideal. But yeah, I was just thinking, I was like, black felt, maybe not for these really springy boys. I've got some iridescent kind of obnoxious vinyl, and maybe that'll be fun for the back of these because there's, you know, why not? It's spring. So maybe we'll do that in a second, but I was just thinking about that in my head just now. I actually really kind of don't like this plastic foot on this guy, and I might peel it off. It's kind of ruining my vibe. I kind of like the more smushied flower vibe on this, so I might smash this guy a little bit with the iron and smush it up. This butt is actually a little too flat for me. I'm gonna pull this guy off. Here's another thing you can do if you are gonna pop this off and you're concerned about the flower sticking together. You can glue right around this thing. It may or may not hold, and what you might have to do is peel these layers off and glue them to each other. Kind of a pain, but sometimes worth it if that's the look you're looking for. And hopefully that'll hold a little bit better. But yeah, I don't like how absolutely flat this guy was for what the look I want here to be. So no. Just in terms of like it takes too long for fabric glue, and it's like these because the three-dimensional stuff like can move so easily. I want this to have like a pretty quick bond. I guess you could like maybe UV resin it, but that would be like too like brittle of a bond for me. You could sew them. That's very time consuming, and I don't think a lot of people want to pay for the amount of labor that is. I've definitely done that before when I was working like high-end couture. I used to do bridal, and work with, you know, the highest end silk and stuff like that. And yeah, for that, absolutely, we would sew them. We would sew all of them. But you know, I would be charging $150 for a hair flower instead of $20. and you know, I would be using, you know, silk florals and, you know, like true silk, not like the word silk, but like actually made out of silk, and then or vintage, you know, findings and stuff. And so like the value there is different. I would like to be able to take those things apart in the future if I needed to, if I was using like real silk flowers. So yeah, I would absolutely sew those because I would like to be able to take them apart and reuse them again later. These are little polyester cute flowers that I love, but they are not of the same value by any means. So gluing is easiest. I use fabric glue for stuff that needs to be washed and doesn't, you know, can't go in the dryer. That's not what these are for. So yeah, that's kind of like the reasoning for me. And you know, everyone's going to make different calculus on that, but that is the logic there. And you know, again, sewing is probably the gold standard, but it's very time consuming, very labor consumptive, and I don't particularly think it's a good return on your investment of time. Oh, here, I was like, where did my little dudes go? Whoop, whoop, moving around. Oh, we've got some people sharing their projects. We love it. We love to see it. I love E6000, but again, it's not, it's too fluid for too long. You have to wait for it to set. And even this, like just now, for example, didn't set as quickly as I wanted it to. And this is like one of the quicker setting glues. So yeah, like that's my calculus on why I wouldn't use E6000 in this particular case. I use it for other things that don't move as easily. Like because these have so many 3D elements, I think hot glue is the answer for this particular project. And I think it's always worth taking the time to assess, am I using the right tool for the project? Absolutely. Good question. You should always, you know, question yourself, like, is this really the best? Should I use something else? Like that is valid, absolutely valid. I'm gonna grab a few more of these. I've got some. These are like just little mini flowers. I just want another little guy in here. I just decided this is going to a weird little gap between these two, and I was like, I don't like it. So I'm gonna another little friend, little transitional friend here. There we go. Little lemon slice. All right, so there's three friends done. So again, I'm gonna take a moment. Those guys are assembled and they're good to go for when we do the backings. To do some more planning and flower decision making. What do we do next? Let's see. I really wanted to use these guys because they're ridiculous looking and I love them. We said we'd try some of these weird friends. I just don't know what to do with them. What else have we got? do another one of these kind of poppies. And I'd like to maybe use some of these roses. Yeah, E6000 is a great glue. It just takes a long time to set. So, again, this is just practicality speaking in terms of like, how much time I want to put into something and how much I want to get out of it in terms of, is this, if it's a personal project and I really want it to last forever, whatever, like, versus like I'm making these in kind of like a quick way to, I find this to be a relaxing, fun craft for me in terms of I enjoy assembling these things. But I want to like get a little return for the time I'm taking to do this. I'm not going to sell these for like $50. So like, I don't want to spend that much time on them. So they're fun. They're a good little brain teaser for me. But yeah, that's my calculus on it. And again, yours could be completely different. This could be for you and you want it to be perfect. And absolutely spend some extra time on it. These are for my brain as a treat. I really like this glitter leaf. I wish I had bought more of these. They might still have them because they were clearancing out the I think I'm gonna do this guy. I thought I was, but I lied to myself. This was like from Holiday, and I was like, wow, these are obnoxious, but I just really like the colors in them. They're just very soothing. Do, 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 do. Flowerdoll. I love it, Flowerdoll. Maybe I'm just gonna keep this one kind of like solid purple and like purple tones. I'm sure there's some violet loving Lolita out there who really wants to be able to have a purple themed brooch somewhere. Keep your obnoxious mixed colors to yourself. They're a purist. I like that I'm imagining this person and they may or may not exist. I think that's that's a good guy. Maybe they can have a weird little doodle as a treat. We'll see. Listen, absolutely. Keep your weird mixed pastels out of here. I only want a specific color. Why would you mix that with anything? Purple all the way. I understand. Here, we're going to look a little pink one. This little pink one. And I got to figure out what color leaves we're doing. We're doing the kind of mintier ones, or are we doing some bright boys? Let's see, I don't think I have any bright ones in this pile. I'll go back into my fall bag. It's kind of obnoxiously yellowy. Kind of like it. I also kind of like this guy. I'm going to throw this in here with this. Ah, there we go. 2 leaves. 2 leaves! There we go. Hell yeah. Again, I probably need to iron that a little bit and calm it down. Calm your tits! That's right, I told a flower to calm its tits. That's cute and simple. Love to see it. Cute and simple. Dude, absolutely. I'm all navy today, apparently, with some ivory highlight with my ridiculous head bow situation. It's the first time I've actually managed to get the hair thing that I was trying to do to work. So I'm very proud of myself today. These dusty velvet leaves that we have done nothing with. Let's do something with one of these. At least one today. Let's see. Let's do a white flower with this. That's a little too. No, I don't like that. The reason I haven't done these leaves is because they're apparently really hard to work with. Duh. Maybe I should just do like more gray stuff later. No, these are not working for me. Oh no. Oh, you know what? I've got a couple of like kind of really bright, springy yellow friends in here. Well, maybe not springy. They're not quite fall either. I like yellow. There's not a lot of like yellow in Later though, let's be honest. It's kind of a tragedy. But that's a really cute color combo. I'm doing it. Suck it. That's my response. You know what? Too bad. I like it. It's happening. One very bright one. We're doing it. I don't care. Moving. Such an adult. You know what? I like it. I don't even care anymore. We're doing them. Yay. Wow. Look at that. This is the wrong color. Why am I doing that? White? Yeah. Sure. I don't. No, that's not it. That ain't it. Maybe that. Something along those lines. And again, I gotta take this up here. Don't do it, you coward. Do it, you coward. We're yellow. That just means I need to make more yellow dresses. It's like that's a me problem. If I'm not making yellow dresses, then who is, right? Shit, we need to get on that. Clearly, I'm the missing bottom line to this. Give me these leaves. And I like that like I told you guys to bring feathers and then specifically have not used any today. The feathers that I have though are very fall. Like I've got pheasant feathers for the most part. Do it. Do the yellow. I mean I do a lot of yellow and my fall brooches. I've got, oh man, look at this fucking pumpkin, dudes. Like that pumpkin. That is a good pumpkin. He a big boy though. You can't just like slap this on your boob. It's a little bit much, but I love him. Actually, you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I have made people put a whole ass gourd of that dimension on their chest. So who am I kidding? Yes, put the large pumpkin on your titty. It's fine. Okay, this is gonna be ones where I'm gonna get started on it and I'm gonna build it out as I go. Like I'm gonna be like, this needs more. I can already tell. but that's a start. So yeah, these are like simpler, like $15 range ones. This guy might be a little bit more because of this glitter leaf and these flowers. But yeah, it's just in terms of price pointing. Oh, they are, yeah. You can, by the way, if you didn't know that, here's another pro tip. You can take your curling iron and curl them with a curling iron. You can also do it like with a. You can do this with all feathers. Treat them kind of like ribbons. I've got a few like crappy feathers I can show you. Like I only have a lot of black feathers right now and a few kind of crap ivory ones. These are kind of come to their end. These are chicken tails. This is a pheasant. These are their chicken. This is a chicken kind of body feather. Anyways, yeah. So let me grab a scraggly looking motherfucker like this guy. Ow! Oh no, that stuck. Yeah. Anyways, that was painful. But yeah, you can curl feathers like that. Be careful, apparently, with shittier ones that are coming to the end of their life because they will paper cut you, apparently. But there you go. Maybe wear gloves. I don't know, but yeah. So you can gently. Don't be as aggressive as I just was, or you might hurt yourself. Curl them. And yes, you're probably going to strip the inside, but you can. You can make little. And you can also do that to the feather itself. We want to have a little fun texture situation. I need to grab a smaller blade to get in here to these guys. There you go. So yeah, you can totally get a lot of texture. So yeah, this is all like vintage hat making techniques and tips and tricks. This is actually a thing I like to do a lot with peacock feathers, like the eyes. I like to curl them a lot, so you can end up with like real fun, weird, crazy, and you can just trim this guy off and be like, I'm using that friend, for example. You can throw that in here. Yeah, I really somehow managed to cut myself on that feather. I'm trying to like understand how that happened. How does one cut oneself on a feather? No, it's not even like I'm barely like it's like a pinprick, but I'm just trying to understand. Like I'm like, how did that happen? You know what I mean? That's where I'm at. I'm like, wow, I did that. I'm totally fine, but it's just really funny. Like, wow, didn't know that I could do that today with my talents and skill. I'm gonna see if I have a peacock feather or two to show you. I may or may not. I sometimes keep them. Let's see. Piles of feathers. I have a box of feathers. So. I think I don't have any more peacock right now. Got a few ostrich, which are kind of a disaster. And then I've got some. These are, I think, more chicken feathers. They're not particularly nice. It's kind of how they look fresh out of the box. Kind of meh. Goes well with that though in terms of colors. Like, see if I find a good one in here. And like these are just other pro tips if you're gonna use feathers. You can shape them. You want to probably iron them flat, which I'm going to go do real quick so you can see how to shape these guys. Alright, so you want to take your feather, you want to like give it a quick iron so it's like nice and as smooth as possible. And you're like, but I want it to have that real classic, real pretty, kind of more wing feather shape instead of this body feather with its fluffiness to keep the duck warm or whatever. Or tail feather. So yeah, you can absolutely just trim them up to look a little bit more aesthetic. And you can be like, hey, have a feather. Why not? That's such a mood. I sewed through my finger recently, so I understand. So yeah, here's some more of these guys, just to kind of give. I just wanted to make sure I covered feathers because I talked about putting them as you're like an optional thing, and I didn't want to like. I totally thought we could do feathers, but then I didn't do them. So I wanted to at least give some feather knowledge to you. All right, let's get glue on some of these boys, and then like I've officially like made 6 whole ass things. Ah, eh. Eh. All right. I know I'm like weird that I'm going in the order that I assemble these. It just I don't know. It makes me happy to feel like I feel the most confident about these guys. Whereas I'm kind of questioning what I'm doing with this situation over here. So that's probably why I'm like, yes, I will do this one first. Ooh, hot. As usual. No. Ow. And I need to go iron that guy down a little bit. It's not even on there. What am I doing? Alright, well, I'm gonna go iron this flat. Okay. That's it. Hydrate. And I'm just going to use the scissors so that I can stop trying to burn my fingertips. Be a little smarter about it. I don't know. Just a thought. It's not actually sitting where I want it to. Look. There we go. Let that cool off for a second. I think I need to work on that actually a little bit more. It's so funny. Like I felt like I knew what I was doing, but then I'm like looking at it, it's like, it's not coming out the way I wanted it to actually. So it's definitely going to be messing with that one a little bit more. And that's okay. What do I not like about this? I don't like where this ended up sitting. I like how this looks. Maybe like that. Sometimes you just get there and you're like, that's not actually, oh shit. I'm fine. That was a little stupid. Not looking how I want it to look. I want to pull this apart actually and start over. What the fuck's going on here? But that is not cute. Hashtag not cute. I don't know where I went wrong, but we're gonna start over. Okay. This I'm very happy with. So I'm gonna put that on here. And then I think this just got too close to this. I think is part of it. Okay, so yeah, sometimes you're gonna have these moments where you assemble it and you're like, just kidding. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. Oh, I need another glue stick. Where did my glue sticks go? Hello? What? Where did I put my glue stick? Oh, to have ADD. Yup. Yep. You would think that I would have them right here in front of me. I must have put them away with the feathers. That may be that. No? No, that would just be a simple answer. Where in the blind F did I just lose these glue sticks? They're here. Like, can I stick them in the bag? Yeah, that is what I stuck it in the leaf bag. Oh, jeez. I did it. That's what it's like. Okay. Maybe I'm gonna leave this guy out actually. I think a little simpler is better on this. And sometimes that happens. Definitely, I understand that. Like sometimes I hand sewing is just like really chill and relaxing too. Like I enjoy it. There's no question, but I don't always have the time to do that as much as I'd like to. Okay, so that guy, I'm much happier with how I ended up doing that. Although those giant tails gotta go back. But yeah, so that's good. All right, and then this guy needs to be finished. I'm gonna iron this guy a little bit more flat. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to jiggle everything. Earthquake! Ah! Better this way, actually. Maybe better. Closer to me. Let that cool off. So simple. Like that one's super easy. Like that one's probably like, you know, $10, whatever. It doesn't take a lot of thought. I like it simple. Beep. Can't wait to like pull them all out and be like, look at all the things we made. All right. Gonna get my little yellow obnoxious flower in here. I don't care. No cowards here. Only bright yellow obnoxiousness. Honestly, most modern sewing machines, like threading it, it's so easy, and like once you like learn how to do it, like and it becomes kind of like body memory, it's muscle memory. Like it's easy. You'll get the hang of it, and it's super simple, and then you'll never want to go back. Actually, what has spoiled me the most is having an industrial sewing machine. I can never. Home machines frustrate me to no end. At this point in my sewing life / career, I can never go back to a home machine unless, like, I don't know, I needed to slow down because of my physical abilities, but just thinking about it, like, ugh, I hope not. Maybe I'll just stick this feather in here with this guy because like it just matches so good. This color scheme. Little feather friend. As a treat, a little feather treat. You're cute. Look at you. Yeah, I mean that's definitely a whole different level of difficulty is threading an overlock. I mean, can I do it now? Of course. At this point, yes. Although the industrial overlocks, it can still take me 30 to 45 minutes to thread my industrial overlock. It is a nightmare that I don't even want to think about. Like just thinking about like, ooh, do not recommend. 0 out of 10. All right, let's see. I feel like I need one more leaf kind of in this color scheme here for this guy. Are we gonna put this obnoxious feather in here? What do you guys think? Should I do it? It's kind of a lot, but whatever. I don't care. Why not? Why not be a whole lot? Why not be extra? Alright, let that settle. And then so I'm gonna wrap this up with saying that we're done making friends. This is our batch of friends. We made 6 little buddies today, which I think is pretty good. I mean, I still have a few main flowers, as I like to call them, kind of bigger guys. I could still probably make like 3 or 4 more, but I'm out of inspiration for the moment. I won't lie. Like, I do get to the point where I'm like, well, that's enough. So I'm gonna pack these guys up, and then we're gonna I need to finish that last one, but we'll switch over to putting the backings on, so you guys can see how that's done. I'm just kind of like piling this trash over here. Trash. I feel like 6 friends is enough friends for today. Yeah, like this should just be like kind of a chill, like, you know, for me it's usually like a hour-long craft session. I usually make like, you know, I don't usually make more than 6 at a time personally. Just that's my brain limit, for lack of a better description. I've heard me say it. I do. I'm diagnosed ADHD, and I have to switch things up kind of regularly to keep myself involved. Sorry, I just got a call from my factory. I'm gonna have to call her back. Why is she working on Sunday? Let's sneak this guy in here. But yeah, I have to switch things up. Like that's what my brain needs. To keep things fun. So I you know, I power through, absolutely, but like this, like I find these to be more of a treat. So but then there is a point where like, and that was enough. So yeah, for me, I suffer from getting bored really easily, and when I get bored, it's game over for whatever it is I'm working on. So I have to keep switching it up regularly. So and I'm sure you'll see that on my like Instagram, where I'll be working on something and just be like, and out of left field today we're making flour. They're like whatever, and that it for me that's just like a little brain treat, just because I need to keep switching up. That's actually why I don't do a lot of production in house anymore if I can avoid it, because I have to sew everything myself. And I'm like making the same dress over and over again. It's not good for my brain. It just gets really repetitive and dull, and so not my favorite thing to do. I'll do ones that are like really challenging and I think aren't gonna do well in a factory situation, but okay. So these are our friends. We need to have to take a razor blade to this later and clean up pretty hard. Let me just text back my factory. Alright. Sorry. She's just asking about my socks that are in production. In case you're curious, that is still happening. This is small business life. If you are the business owner, you are always on, no matter what. How do I go back to the Twitch? I would like to go back to my stream. There it is. Nope, that's not the app. Weird. I'm gonna. Oh, I heard my husband sneeze. I would like to go back to Twitch, please. Twitch. There we go. There it is. I'm in. I'm in. Anyways, so okay, so we have our friends here. Like I said, I'm gonna see really quick if I have ivory felt. If I don't, I've got some really fun holographic vinyl we'll use instead. And then I'm gonna use those to draw my circles for the backings of these. It's just a good size for me. It is about a 2.5 diameter, a little bigger than maybe like 2 3/4. If you're looking for something to try and find that's of a similar size for this. So about like, I'd say like at least 2.5 diameter. Let's see if I've got felt handy. silk. That's definitely not what I want to use. And the thing is, like, I know I have it. I just don't know where I put it because I'm a disaster. Leather also works. And again, I only seem to have black handy on that. Oh, here we go. I got it. There we go. Okay. So I'm just gonna pull out some options for you guys so you have an idea of what you could use if you need to do this later. Okay, so I've got some felt here. This is an interfacing felt, but you can use regular old craft sheets of felt. Piece of leather works really great for this. Noxious hollow vinyl. Vinyl a little bit more careful with because the hot glue might damage it and like actually, but this has like a felt backing, but it still might be a little dicey with the glue. So proceed with caution. Maybe use E6000 for this particular part of it if you're gonna do that. Yeah, leather scraps are great for this. Big time. So, whew. Sorry, all that standing up and digging around. Again, I have low blood pressure, so actually get my heart rate up. All right, I'm gonna get a pencil or pen. What do I got here? Ballpoint pen would be great. Yeah, here we go. Woo! Could probably keep that away from me. Great. Move our friends over for a second. And this is unfortunately got some trash in it. That's okay. Here we go. And just make a bunch of circles. We need 6, so I'm just gonna draw out 6 circles. This is the thing that you need your fabric scissors for. It's just gonna be cutting these guys out. I mostly did not use my fabric scissors for anything else in this project so far. Okay, so I got six little friends. My fabric scissors. I'm just gonna rough cut this out and then he's obnoxious and then out of size and annoying. I'm just gonna rough cut this and then come back and trim these guys out a little nicer. I can have this giant piece of felt on the table. There we go. Ah, yes, the struggle is real. I just think it's really funny because like I'm physically active and like work out and stuff, but if I have low blood pressure. It's really hilarious. Recently I was at the doctor's office just getting a checkup, and that day I had a lot to do in the morning and just hadn't had time to get anything to drink or eat yet. Like didn't have my coffee, hadn't had any snacks, no hydration, and it was like 2 p.m. by the time I got to the doctor's office to do my like regular check-in. And like the nurse put the pulse oximeter on me and like put the blood cup on, and they couldn't find my pulse. They couldn't. I had to like hold it on there because like I had no blood pressure, and the cop, she like they took my blood pressure and they're like, it's pretty low. Is that normal for you? Like, yeah. If I don't, eat or drink, that's what happens. I got no fluids, guys. Super funny. I just like the kind of like nervous look on the nurse's face. Like, is that normal? Yeah, I'm a walking corpse. Don't worry about it. But yeah, if I don't keep hydrated and get enough salt, I definitely the most minimal activity is enough to just get my heart racing. So I get winded easily if I'm not well snacked up. And I did have some food before stream, of course, but it was not very salty. Salt is, very important for blood pressure, and so I'm trying to compensate by drinking a lot. But ironically, right now, because I'm on some steroids for my stomach problems, heating is not an issue right now. I'm actually quite warm all the time. Snip, snack, snap. Instead of live, laugh, love. I'm loving seeing everyone's little projects in the corner. It's like really small on my phone though, so I'm gonna have to like go back and see how everyone's doing. There we go. All right, guys. So everyone got their little felt circles. Everyone caught up to that point. I don't want to like rush past you and then you miss a step because this stuff's I don't know, fairly important. Then let me grab my pin back bag. There we go. One, too many of those. Okay. And this guy. I'm sure it bothers somebody somewhere that they don't have the same matching metals, but that's just what they had at the store. I'm sorry. I'm missing one. All right. Okay. So this is if you don't have like pre-made two-ways. We're gonna make this a two-way with our skills. You don't have to do both. You could do one or the other. This is how you make it an option. So I'm gonna take this guy and fold it kind of like not quite like maybe at a quarter, and then also kind of more at a half. So when I do these, all right. So for the half, and maybe I should just draw this on here so you can see it a little better. So yeah, it's probably easier to do. Fold it in half first, do the first cut, and then fold it to that. That's probably smarter. So that's obviously a quarter, duh. Hello, that would make much more sense. I don't know why I didn't think of that first. Probably because I do it this way all the time and I'm not doing my own thing. So I'm just making slits. That will fit my alligator clip and fit my pin back. I like to do the pin back kind of more centered, just to hold the weight differently than the alligator clip. That's just me. People might switch this up and have different preferences. This is how I like to do it. You are welcome to try to do it any other way you like. So this is me going to prep all of these guys like this. Let me know if you have questions. Oh my god, open up. Oh, I probably should have made sure that I trimmed off all the pen a little better than I did. So I'm gonna clean that up on some of these. Not a big deal. It's just, you know, if I'm gonna actually sell them, maybe you want to try and do that and be a little bit careful, more careful. That about that. We need to see your sloppy pen marks. Hopefully this is pretty straightforward for you guys. No one's struggling with this, right? Like this is fine. But not in like a dog in the room on fire kind of way. Like this is actually fine. I hope. That's what I hope. I hope we're not actually struggling. Oh, that is super cute. Absolutely. Do it. I'm a big fan of the straw boater at all times. I think they're one of my favorite styles of hat. Hey, one more. I just like hats in general, like full-sized funky hats, big wide brims, gambler, flat tops. Those are my favorites. All right, one last one of these. So hopefully this is pretty straightforward and not complicated for anybody. This part done. It's really easy to take the top off and reshape them. You probably can't quite make a boater necessarily without some struggles, but you can make like a low crown hat pretty easily. Okay, so we've got our backings. They're all good to go. I'm going to grab this guy because it's just right here, super easy. You need to figure out which way you want to be up. Obviously, that's step one. So, you know, take a moment, assess that, and place it. And then go to town with the glue. This is definitely going to be one of the most glue consumptive parts of this project. So make sure you have extra sticks handy at this point. The first part is just kind of basic attaching. I'll let that sit, and then we're going to go around all the edge and make sure that it's like really effing on there. So step one. But this is definitely like the most glue consumptive part of this project. No question. So I can find its happy home wherever that is. Make sure the right way up. Oh my god. Getting a new stick started sucks. There. And like while it's still hot, you can still rotate it if you need to like, you know, adjust it a little bit, not a problem. Obviously I made a lot of these like right-handers for whatever reason. How my brain works. But you know, make sure when you're designing these, yes, hold it up to the side of your body that you intend to put it on and see that, you know, the spray goes that way or this way or whatever. Like, you know, do check. That is very important. Well, this guy could go this way. Either way. This one's kind of more both ways is fine. So much glue for all of these. This is definitely like the gluiest part of this project, no question. And this guy goes this way. The other stick. Ah. Nope, still want to rotate. Then there we go. Yeah, that's okay. And last one, and then we're gonna adjust. Like I said, we gotta go around all the edges and really glue. I know. Welcome back. Glue the hell out of this shit. All right, so flop. All right, we're gonna go back in and kind of the order I started. I think I started with this guy. So step one is kind of for me it's the top edge so that I can make sure the clip is really secure. And it's just going, you know, gently pushing, making sure this is secure. You might have to like let this cool before you go to the next part. And we're going to go down to the bottom. And you might find like this is kind of a hole down here, and I might have to like stick some flowers in there because that's not really cute. And that's part of this is like discovering little areas like that. You're like, ooh, maybe not. That is definitely part of this project. Let's stick that little friend in here because I just visually don't want to have like a giant hole in the bottom of this thing. And it might be more than one flower that requires filling. And that's totally fine. Like, this is definitely part of this. It's like discovering little areas like that that just don't end up working out once you get the backing on. You're like, ooh. Not cute. How can I fix that? So I'm glad that there was a moment of uh-oh that I could show you what I have to do to fix that in here. So it's valuable for you guys. Cool down. So yeah, having like little like kind of small petally flowers that aren't very big to fill in places like that are in the same colorway as the project you're working on, pretty key in my opinion. So like definitely when you're sourcing flowers for that, like for these types of projects, keep that in mind. You're gonna have like little moments where you're like, ooh, I need to fill in a little bit of a gap there. Having little just tiny small flowers really helpful. All right, so this one's like 100% done. The backing is like all the way around, glued down. This stuff's like nice and secure. There you go. That one's done. Boop. Let's go on to this guy, which will be super easy because I already kind of cheated by putting that one big fat leaf on the back of this guy. Made life really easy for us. This will definitely just be a case of going around the edges and making sure this is secure around the edge and cleaning up any loose, thready, gluey bits that don't need to be there. Oh, and like here's an example of like you might find like a little weird leaf stem bit butt sticking out someplace and just trim that guy off. Why are you here? You're not cute. There we go. So just need a little bit more on this side. Just gently like push it towards the edge. You don't want to like have a bunch of glue and off like coming out from underneath. So I'd say start more towards the center and push the glue out towards the edge. If you're using felt, it doesn't transfer heat as much, so it's a lot easier to be able to do this than if you're using like leather. It transfers heat pretty significantly, in my opinion. So heads up, be warned. This guy's done. Again, just looking for any like loose glue strings. We don't want that. This guy. Again, I'm seeing some holes in the edges of this that I'm probably gonna need to fill in, so I'm gonna have to deal with this one. This one's, I might actually peel this one off and recenter this. This is a little bit off. Ugh. Or I could trim this. I might trim this down a little bit just to make it a little easier on myself. Yeah, that's still need a little couple fill-in flowers here. I wish I had more yellow guys. Small, like white flowers. So got these. These were, I think, what is the word? Snowballs, hydrangea flower parts. I just like to use them as like just little tiny filler crinkly flowers. Just to give some like texture in here. Yeah, there's definitely like times where like, ooh, that is not how I wanted that to come out. That's definitely the case. So, all right, so I add a little bit more texture in there. I'm gonna do a little bit more in here too, I think. It's just nice to have like a little bit of flower texture kind of peeking out from behind things. Oop, got myself in the end with the glue. I might need a little bit more of these flowers. We'll see. Okay. I like how that went from just a little bit to like, let me just fluffy ruffle up the butt of this because I just wanted to have texture now. Which is fine. I think that's totally acceptable. I think, you know, discovering you want a different vibe than you thought you did is a big part of sometimes the way this ends up being. All right. A little bit, making sure that this top edge is glued down, which it's definitely not. Hello. Okay. That guy. And then my more simple babies, which are just pretty straightforward. Boop, 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 boop. I love the simple ones where I just, that's it. These are done. Ooh, hot. It could all be so simple. Done. Ooh, hot, hot, hot. That's done. Last but not least is my lemon, which I think also need to trim down a little bit. Just don't need that sneaking out around the edges there. Okay, guys, so that is 6 little flower friends. You know, I went about the speed that I normally do when I make these for myself. Normally I don't have to like I'll strip the fat flowers kind of like as soon as I buy them, because these take up a lot less space in these bags than having stems, but I wanted to make sure I showed you that process live so you can see me do that. Yeah, I'm looking forward to going in and checking all of the chat. I mean, not the chat, but the like the Discord video pics. I mean, all the pics and all the Instagrams. I'm very excited to see everybody's versions of this. Yeah, I'll probably put these up in my web shop if somebody decides that they don't want to make them themselves, they just want to snag some. Again, I don't think these are like the $15 range for the most part ones. Maybe these two are kind of 20, but these are not super expensive for me because these were fun little, like I said, they're brain teasers. Assembling them is kind of like what colors go well together, like these shapes. I really enjoyed kind of just playing with this stuff a lot. I haven't listed this guy. I need to do that. I think this is the only one that's still available in my web shop. But yeah, so real cute little spring flower friends. Hope it was like a relaxing craft day for you guys. I'm happy to do this again. I don't know if you have any proposals for March. You guys have any ideas for what we should do for a Bay Area K event for March? Let us know in the chat. I love joking like florals for spring. How groundbreaking to bring back the Devil Wears Prada. So if you guys have any ideas on what might be a fun March Madness project for us, throw it out in the chat. And I'm very much looking forward to seeing how everybody else's projects came along. It doesn't have to be you are working on this today. I'm excited to see what you guys are working on. Yeah. Oh man, Mori projects. I wish they have these really cute like little mushrooms for millinery. So I'm just cleaning the glue off this poor plate. Well, I'm waiting to see what you guys have. Something with bunnies. We could do another sock plushie fun time with maybe bring back Jessica Flapjack. Ask her if she'd come back and do that craft with us one more time. I had a fun time. My bunny's name is Sock. He's a sock bunny. He's long. I love him. I finally got little creepy animal eyes for him. He just looks really sad and deranged. Oh, bunny ears. That could be fun. Or we could just have like a bunny ear coordinate hashtag on the Instagram, but and do like another viewing of everyone's bunny coordinates. Could be cute. The long boy, the legend. I love it. I'm pulling this guy now. But yeah, as always in Discord, feel free to throw out some ideas of stuff you'd like to do. I mean, we could even do a panel. It might be fun to just do like a single one-off panel, just kind of like going over all of the like berry fruit dresses over the years that like AP and Meta and all of them and Baby have all done, because like fruits themes is like one of my favorites. And like we usually do like a fruit picking meetup in the Bay Area. Maybe we do like yeah, like, why don't we do like a fruit review of all of the past things and just do like a one-off panel for funsies, and we can talk about your favorites. I love all of the like the kimonos they used to make them out of. That'd be super fun. And then we could do a share your berry favorite your berry favorite coordinates with that theme. We can do a hashtag. That'd be fun. So yeah, maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do a berry panel and just talk about all the different berries. A fruit cup. Oh, the fruit cup. That sounds super fun. Instead of like a kawaii, and we can vote on our favorites. Shit, yeah. We'll see if anybody in the team is interested in being the one berry okay. And see if anybody in the team wants to be the one to volunteer to do that. I'm not sure that I'm the best because I don't do sweet personally. I just don't wear it. I love fruit things though. Like aside, I don't wear sweet, but I love sweet. I just can't wear it very well. I don't fit those brands. But yeah, that sounds like fun. Let's do berry area berry K. Let's do berry K for March. That sounds like a lot of fun, guys. And it's start of stone fruit season. So hell yeah. Let's do it. Fruit season. So we'll look forward to that in March. I'm looking forward to seeing more people's coordinates for the prompts. I really want to see people's sports coordinates. I'm very, very excited about that. So yes. All right, I gotta get going because I got a couple errands I need to run this afternoon myself. Thank you so much for joining us. I can't wait to see everyone's stuff in the Discord. Like I said, I haven't been able to look. The screen on my phone is like for ants, so I need to go look. And thank you so much for joining me today, guys. I hope you learned some stuff. Hope this is valuable for you. And again, I guess I'll put these up on my web shop at some point in the next week or so. Thanks for tuning in. Great to have you guys be part of our community. We love having you. Love brainstorming these fun little projects for you guys. So, yeah, thanks, guys. I'll see you hopefully next time for Berry area.